In the year 2375, humanity had established its presence in the cosmos. Colonies flourished on distant planets, and humanity's ingenuity and resilience had made them formidable players in the galactic arena. Yet, amid this progress, threats loomed from advanced alien species who viewed humanity as a pestilence encroaching on their territories. Alexis Lex Drake stood on the bridge of the Starfire, humanity's most advanced exploration vessel. At 28, Lex had earned a reputation as a fearless leader and brilliant strategist. Her piercing blue eyes scanned the vast expanse of stars before her, contemplating the mission ahead. "We're entering uncharted space, Captain," said Ensign Ryan Lee, a young but sharp navigator with a knack for finding the safest routes through the most treacherous sectors. "Good," Lex replied, her voice steady. "That's where the real discoveries are made. Prepare the crew for possible contact with alien species. We don't know what we're up against." The bridge hummed with activity as the crew executed Lex's orders. Lieutenant Sarah Tanaka, a seasoned tactician with a sharp mind and quick wit, coordinated with Ryan to plot their course. "Course plotted, Captain," Sarah reported, her dark eyes focused on the holographic display. "Engage," Lex commanded. As the Starfire ventured deeper, the crew felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. The ship's artificial intelligence, Aura, kept them informed of any anomalies. "Captain, I'm detecting a series of unidentified vessels on an intercept course," Aura reported. Lex frowned. "All hands to battle stations. We don't take chances out here." The crew snapped into action, the bridge a flurry of controlled chaos. Lex's calm demeanor provided a steady anchor amid the rising tension. She trusted her crew implicitly, knowing they were the best humanity had to offer. The alien vessels soon came into view, sleek and ominous with advanced weaponry. Lex activated the ship's communication system. "This is Captain Alexis Drake of the Starfire. We come in peace." A cold, mechanical voice responded, "Humans, you have trespassed into Krenar space. Surrender or be annihilated." Lex's jaw tightened. "We will not surrender. Starfire, prepare for evasive maneuvers." The battle was intense. The Krenar ships were faster and more powerful, but the Starfire had a few tricks up its sleeve. Ryan's quick thinking and Lex's strategic commands allowed them to outmaneuver the enemy. However, just as they seemed to gain the upper hand, the Krenar activated a weapon that disabled the Starfire's systems. "We're dead in the water, Captain," Ryan said, his voice tinged with panic. Lex remained calm. "Activate the emergency beacon. We need reinforcements." As the crew worked to repair the damage, Lex convened a meeting with her senior officers in the cramped briefing room. Sarah, Ryan, and Chief Engineer Marcus Holt gathered around the holographic table. "We need options," Lex said, her gaze sweeping over her team. Marcus, a burly man with a gruff exterior but a heart of gold, scratched his chin. "We could try to reroute power from the auxiliary systems, but it'll take time." "Do it," Lex ordered. "We need to buy ourselves as much time as possible." The crew worked tirelessly, their camaraderie and determination shining through in the face of adversity. Lex admired their resilience, knowing it mirrored her own. Days passed with no response to their distress signal. The crew grew restless, but Lex kept their spirits up. During this time, she got to know her crew better. She learned that Ryan had a family back on Earth, motivating his determination to see this mission through. Sarah confided in her about her background as a refugee from a war-torn colony, which fueled her drive to protect humanity. Suddenly, a massive ship emerged from hyperspace. It was the Elysium, humanity's flagship and symbol of their military prowess. Admiral Jonathan Blake, a seasoned officer known for his tactical genius, commanded it. "Captain Drake, this is Admiral Blake. Looks like you could use a hand." "Admiral, you have impeccable timing," Lex replied. relief evident in her voice. The Elysium engaged the Krenar, and with combined efforts, the human ships managed to push back the alien threat. The Krenar retreated, but not before issuing a dire warning. This is not the end, humans. The Krenar Empire will crush you. Admiral Blake turned to Lex. We need to prepare for a larger conflict. The Krenar won't stop until we're wiped out or driven back to Earth. Lex nodded, a steely determination in her eyes. Then we fight back. Harder than ever before. The combined crew of the Starfire and the Elysium celebrated their victory. But the shadow of impending war loomed large. Lex knew this was only the beginning, and she steeled herself for the battles to come. Back on Earth, the United Galactic Council convened to discuss the impending threat. Lex, now regarded as a hero, was summoned to present her findings. We can't face the Krenar alone, Lex argued. We need allies. The council was divided, but Lex's impassioned plea swayed enough votes to initiate diplomatic missions to neighboring species. One such mission took Lex to the planet Valtor, home to the technologically advanced but isolationist Voltarians. Their leader, High Chancellor Zephyr, was skeptical. Humans have always been a contentious species, Zephyr said. Why should we risk our peace for you? Lex spoke from the heart. Because we share this galaxy. The Krenar threat isn't just to humanity, but to all who value freedom and self-determination. We must stand together, or we will fall separately. Zephyr pondered for a moment before nodding. You have convinced me, Captain Drake. Valtor will stand with humanity. Lex and her team spent weeks on Valtor, building trust and establishing the terms of their alliance. She learned about Voltarian culture, their strengths, and their fears. It was a delicate balancing act, but Lex's diplomatic skills shone through. As the Human-Voltarian alliance formed, Lex faced a new challenge. Reports indicated that the Krenar were using captured humans and other species as experimental subjects. The ethics of war weighed heavily on Lex. She gathered her senior officers to discuss a rescue mission. We can't just storm their facilities, Ryan said. We'd be walking into a trap. Lieutenant Sarah Tanaka, a seasoned tactician, suggested an alternative. What if we infiltrate instead? Use their own technology against them? Lex nodded. It's risky, but it's our best shot. Let's prepare an infiltration team. The mission was harrowing. Disguised in stolen Krenar armor, Lex and her team navigated the enemy facility. They encountered scenes of horror, humans and aliens alike, subjected to cruel experiments. Lex's resolve hardened. We have to save them, she whispered, her voice trembling with emotion. In a daring escape, they liberated the prisoners and gathered critical intelligence on Krenar operations. The mission was a success, but it left Lex and her crew scarred. Back on the Starfire, Lex debriefed her team. We did what we had to do, she said, her voice firm despite the horrors they had witnessed. But we can't lose sight of who we are. We fight not just to win, but to uphold our values. Her words resonated deeply with the crew, reinforcing their commitment to the cause. They were not just fighting for survival, but for the principles that defined humanity. With the intel they had gathered, the Allied forces launched a coordinated attack on the Krenar's main stronghold. The stakes had never been higher. As the fleet approached, Lex addressed her crew. This is it, everyone. For our families, for our friends, for the future of humanity and our allies. Let's show them what we're made of. The battle was fierce. Lex's strategic brilliance shone as she coordinated attacks, exploited weaknesses, and adapted to the ever-changing battlefield. The Krenar were relentless, but the human spirit proved indomitable. The combined forces of humans and Voltarians moved with precision and unity. Lex coordinated with Zephyr, who commanded a fleet of Voltarian ships. Their advanced technology complemented human tactics, creating a formidable force. In the midst of the chaos, Lex spotted a critical weakness in the Krenner's defenses. Ryan, plot a course to that weak spot. We need to hit it hard. Ryan nodded, his hands flying over the controls. Course plotted, Captain. The Starfire charged forward, leading a spearhead assault. The Krenar responded with ferocity, but Lex's leadership and the crew's unwavering resolve pushed them forward. In a critical moment, the Starfire was hit, and Lex was thrown from her command chair. Ryan rushed to her side. Captain, are you all right? Lex, bloodied but determined, nodded. We're not done yet. Get me back to my station. With one final desperate maneuver, Lex ordered a concentrated attack on the Krenar command ship. The ship exploded in a brilliant flash, signaling the end of the battle. As the smoke cleared, the remnants of the Krenar fleet fled. Humanity and its allies had won, but the cost had been high. The battlefield was littered with debris and the casualties of war. The victory over the Krenar marked the beginning of a new era in the galaxy. The alliance forged through shared struggle grew stronger, and humanity's place among the stars was secured. In a ceremony on Earth, Lex was honored for her bravery and leadership. As she stood before the gathered crowd, she reflected on the journey. This victory wasn't just mine, she said. It belongs to every human, Faltarian, and ally who believed in the strength and resilience of our species. Together, we have proven that no matter the odds, the human spirit will always prevail. As the applause echoed, Lex looked to the stars, knowing that the future held endless possibilities. Humanity, indeed, had earned its place among the stars, and their story was just beginning. The crew of the Starfire celebrated their hard-fought victory, but they knew that their work was far from over. The galaxy was vast, with countless worlds to explore and new challenges to face. With their newfound allies, they embarked on a new mission to ensure that the bonds forged in battle would endure, and that the peace they had fought for would be preserved. As Lex stood on the bridge of the Starfire, her heart swelled with pride. They had faced the darkness and emerged victorious, proving that humanity's indomitable spirit was a force to be reckoned with. The stars awaited, and with her crew by her side, Lex was ready to lead humanity into a new age of exploration and discovery.